So Jung says something like this: the the world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So what he means is that the circumstances of your life will define you
Mm.
if you don't define yourself. And most people will not define themselves because they don't want to accept the responsibility. They say, I'll let the circumstances define me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I get the house, when I get the relationship, when I get the right job, that will define me as happy.
Mm.
But if you let the world define you, it's going to give you a very limited role to play in life. And that will be your role
Mm-hmm.
because you're letting the circumstances define you. But if you're willing to take full responsibility and say, no, thank you. Thank you very much. I can define myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can use my own imagination,
Mm-hmm.
my own ideas to define myself.
So when someone accuses you of something or says you're this way or calls you names or whatever, you could say, well, that's not my opinion of me. And to not need that other person to agree with you is power. But most of us, we need someone to reinforce us and say, you're not, you're good, you're nice. See, we talked it out. And I think a lot of times when we have conflict with someone, what we think will resolve the conflict is them agreeing with us, right? That you understand me and now and you agree that I was right. And I think that's sets you up for, well, look at our Facebook everywhere is like, you can't turn it on.
Well, let's say the optimal way to use conflict then is if you understand those principles that you're creating it.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate way to use the conflict is to understand that that's where your work is.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is opposing you is showing you what shadow you need to be clear on.
Mm.
You know, what are you still not clear on, and what are you projecting out there?
They're really helping you.
They're helping you. They're showing you exactly where you stop yourself,
Mm-hmm.
not where they're stopping you, where you're stopping yourself, whether it be angry, unresolved sense of loss, you know, what people call lack of self-esteem or confidence.
Yeah.
It's going to show up as an external situation. If you're willing to accept, oh, it's showing me exactly where I hold myself back,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not a big problem. You can work on it. You can consciously cultivate that confidence because you're accepting responsibility. You're not saying, well, it's out there. I would have to change the whole world. You know, there's a beautiful metaphor in Buddhism that what they say, it would be like trying to cover the earth with leather so that you don't hurt your feet, you know, and you're waiting for the world to be completely comfortable and safe for you to walk out there, where all you have to do is put leather on your feet, and wherever you go, you're okay. That's accepting full responsibility, that you're taking on the initiative for your own mental health and wellness, and not depending on those external circumstances